Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening, a very happy Monday. I hope you guys had a good day so far. And let's speak about something super important today. Something that I personally feel is really important, and I'm sure a lot of you guys would agree with me. But first things first, before we get started, how are we doing? Been a week, right, guys? Since few of us met, how has the last week been? How did you guys celebrate Father's Day for those of you who did? Great, good. Now I don't like the word good. We have better words than good. Let's bring those out from our vocab. Superb is much better than good. Come on, come on, come on. Last 10 seconds before we get started. Amazing. Cool. Let's get going. So, guys, how many of you think that, our life is only about decisions? Every minute of our life is about decisions. How many of you would agree with me that every minute, literally, we are making decisions? है ना? You can type a yes in the chat box. Let's rock and roll. Chat na active रहनी चाहिए during the session, right? Money loves energy, money loves speed, money loves action, money loves everything amazing, right? So quickly, right? Decision making हर समय चलती रहती है ना? जैसे कुछ लोगों ने बड़ा डिसाइड किया होगा अभी भी बिफोर यू एंटर्ड द सेशन दैट आई हैव दिस कॉल शुड आई बी टेकिंग दैट शुड आई बी becoming a part of this session, should I be saying superb or should I be saying amazing? Like some people have their antenna always on, like all the time, and बहुत सारे लोगों के साथ होता है that we are making small to big decisions every second, right? हम बना ही रहे होते हैं ना decision, like from small decisions like what do I want to eat today, what do I want to wear today, you know uh, what TV series I wish to watch today, what is it that I'm going to work on today, to bigger decisions about life, parent decisions, right? Like bigger life altering decisions. We are making decisions. And do you guys agree with me when I say that it's our decisions which determine our destiny? How many of you would agree with me that destiny is determined by the decisions that we make, right? To a lot of extent. क्योंकि जो हम डिसाइड कर रहे हैं दैट इज द डायरेक्शन वी आर टेकिंग एंड व्हाट इज डेस्टिनी डेस्टिनी इज नथिंग बट अ डेस्टिनेशन एट विच वी आर रीचिंग राइट डेस्टिनी इज डिराइव्ड फ्रॉम द वर्ड डेस्टिनेशन और वाइस वर्सा सो कुछ डेस्टिनेशन तक हम जा रहे हैं if you are your if you are going towards a destination of having six pack abs, the decisions that you'll be making would be very different from a person who probably is not very careful about their own body. So at every point of time we are making certain decisions and they are leading us to any point where we are leading to in our life, right, towards our life. So अगर decisions इतने important हैं कि उससे डेस्टिनी बनती है. And hey, Elizabeth, I hope you're happy today. I picked up a topic which we probably discussed on last time, right? Last Monday. Cool. So decisions are so important that they literally are taking us to our destiny. So it's very important that we understand how we make decisions and what is the kind of psyche we need to have in our head when we are forming, decisions. We are not speaking about good or bad decisions because there is nothing called good or bad decision, to be honest. It's a decision that we take, and then over a period of time, we figure out whether it turns out to be good or bad, or we make it good or bad, basically. That's the idea, right? So we're not, going to speak about how to make good decisions because nobody can know. हमें थोड़ी ना पता है, हम डिसाइड ही नहीं कर सकते ना कुछ भी. वी डोंट नो द रिजल्ट्स ऑलरेडी. We can only decide basis our circumstances and limited understanding of the matter that we have, right? So everybody over here agreed that decisions are important because they are the gateway to the destiny. They are leading us towards the kind of destiny that we want to have, right? So guys, you need to understand there are two types of main decisions, ठीक है, जो हम अपनी पूरी लाइफ में लेते हैं. We take a parent decision, and that parent decision then has to lead on to us to forming a lot of child decisions or children decisions, you can say. Can you guys, any random guesses of a parent decision in the chat box, guys? Any parent decision? Parent matlab bade decisions, which are like life altering decisions. For example, who do you get married to? Is a very crucial decision, right? When do you have a child? Or planning for a child's education becomes a parent decision, right? But what dress to wear today is nowhere even a decision to be counted, to be honest. क्योंकि वो decision ही नहीं है, उसमें क्या है? Like it's not adding on anything to our life, right? कि हम आज क्या पहनेंगे? Of course, unless it's about a very important meeting, we are meeting a client, or unless if it's a very crucial event that we are attending. So it becomes important. Otherwise, on a day-to-day basis, those are not important decisions. All right, career. Yes, career is a parent decision. Wanted to work as an IT professional after my graduation. Yes, that must have been a very important decision that we all made, right? That what kind of education we want to take, and then after the education, what kind of career we wish to choose, right? Business idea, what exactly we're going to start with? Absolutely. Big decision, right? School, moving to a new city, absolutely, right? These are all like very important decisions. More. I want everyone to participate, guys, right? I want everyone to participate. Moving to a new city, marriage, career, right? Does destiny decides decisions or decisions decide destiny? If you ask me, you can be having your own perspective, but if you ask me, I would say decisions decide the destiny. Because we are writing our destiny all the time. That's what I believe in. भगवान ने जो लिख के भेजा है वो तो भेजा ही है, but I can change that also. That's my firm belief. Somebody can agree or disagree over here, right? Job or business or idea, yeah. So guys, some very important decisions for us are our career, life partner, children, education, right? Moving to a new city, moving to a new country. These are all like important decisions, right? Choosing job over business or business over job, right? Buying a house again is a super decision. So these are all bigger decisions, ठीक है? अब बड़े decisions को fulfill करने के लिए हमें छोटे decisions भी लेने पड़ते हैं on a day to day level. Agreed? We call those child. Now some of you would be like, ये क्या theoretical क्या हो रहा है सोनल, काम की बात पे आओ. I'll come, but this is also important because it's not just about one decision that is going to change my destiny. One big decision that I take, which is like a life altering decision, has to be linked with smaller decisions that I need to make on an everyday basis. For example, अब मैंने अगर decide किया, okay, so as an example I took that I'm quitting my job to focus on my business full time. बहुत सारे लोगों के साथ होगा ना यहाँ पे that you must be facing a dilemma whether I should be quitting my job to pursue my side hustle full time, to pursue my business full time. Some of you may be on the verge of stopping your business because it's not solving any purpose for you anymore, and doing something else. So do you think बस ये डिसाइड कर लेना मतलब हमारी लाइफ का एक डिसीजन के बाद हमें और कोई डिसीजन नहीं लेना पड़ेगा? Like suppose I decide that I'm quitting my job to focus on my full-time job, sorry, focus on my full-time business. Don't you think I'll have to take many small decisions on a day-to-day basis so that I can make this one decision work out for me? How many of you would agree with me? मुझे हर दिन बहुत सारे अपने लाइफस्टाइल के चेंजेस करने पड़ेंगे ना. Things that I could do in a job probably I can no longer expect in a business. Like I cannot anyway expect in a business that okay, on the 30th or 31st of my month I'm going to get a fixed salary, right? I don't know. I really don't know. I have to play with risk every single day. So my mindset will have to shift this way, right? My saving and investment decisions will have to change. The way I operate, the number of hours I work in during the day will have to change. What I do during those hours have to change, right? How I, as a business owner, deploy people to work for my business, I never took those decisions. I'll have to take all of those small decisions. So basically, guys, you need to understand that एक तो होगा बड़ा डिसीजन जो हम लेंगे अपनी लाइफ में, नॉट एक, मल्टीपल, बट देन दोज विल हैव टू बी फॉलोड बाय सम some child or some children decisions also. Agreed? इंपॉर्टेंट है ना ये चीज करना, क्योंकि एक चीज से सिर्फ नहीं होगा और हम फॉलो थ्रू भी नहीं कर पाएंगे. टू बी ऑनेस्ट, if we make a big decision and we are not able to follow through the smaller decisions that follow, then the big decision is also going to be a failure. So just me deciding that okay, I'm quitting my job and going to run a full-time business is not going to, I'm not going to be able to live up to that if I don't decide small lifestyle changes that I bring to my day-to-day life to be able to make that bigger decision work out for me. I hope that makes sense, right? मेरे को बहुत सारी छोटी छोटी चीजें अपने अंदर चेंज करनी पड़ेंगी so that the bigger aspect, the bigger vision that I have about my life can come true for me, right? So yeah, as Kapil mentioned, another example of how we go about it. बट प्रॉब्लम कहाँ आती है डिसीजन मेकिंग में, वो इंपॉर्टेंट है. बहुत सारे लोग ना अटके रहते हैं. पीपल आर नॉट एबल टू मेक डिसीजंस फॉर अ लॉन्ग लॉन्ग टाइम. आई हैव सीन, मतलब छोटी छोटी बातों को लेके ना इतना ज्यादा अटके हुए हैं गाइस. हमें ना भगवान ने, द यूनिवर्स, द ऑलमाइटी has not given the power to take the most important decisions in our life. पता है सबसे सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट डिसीजन क्या होगा? सांस लेना हर दिन, ताकि जिंदा रह सकें। अब भगवान ने हमें दिया ही नहीं वो राइट दैट यू डिसाइड व्हेन डू यू वांट टू ब्रीथ एंड व्हेन डू यू नॉट वांट टू ब्रीथ, यू नो, otherwise we would have maybe procrastinated on that also. Right? So God decided that I am going to cater to the most important aspects, the most important जो जीने के लिए important है ना, वो decision I am not giving to human beings. I am making that decision that okay, this person keeps getting oxygen so that they can keep breathing, they can stay alive. He ensured that the nature supports the plants and the crops in such a way that this human being keeps getting the the food to eat, right? So जो important है ना बड़े life के सबसे essential decisions, the Almighty has not even left on us. हमारे पास छोटी छोटी सी चीजें हैं। अच्छा, आज क्या करना है, कल क्या करना है, बीवी को कैसे खुश रखना है, हस्बैंड को कैसे खुश रखना है, राइट, फैमिली के साथ कैसे बना के रखनी है, करियर में क्या करना है, पैसे कैसे कमाने हैं। दीज आर ऑल स्मॉल डिसीजंस, लिटरली दीज आर ऑल स्मॉल डिसीजंस। हमें लगता है अरे भाई बहुत तोप है, कुछ बहुत बड़ी बात है। दीज आर लाइक लिटरली दीज आर पार्ट्स, रनिंग पार्ट्स ऑफ आवर लाइफ, एंड मेनी पीपल क्रिएट अ बिग फस अबाउट इट। मतलब हम कह ही नहीं सकते that the decision that we are making is going to turn out to be in my favor or not. I can only take it and I can only try to live up to making it a good decision for me. Simple. That is the only thing in my hands. क्योंकि जो बड़े डिसीजंस हैं वो तो मेरे हाथ में है ही नहीं, वो तो भगवान ने अपने हाथ में ले रखे हैं, राइट? मेरे को ये बोला है has given oxygen. Now, God cannot decide for me whether I stay in India or I stay in the UK or I stay in the US or I stay in Dubai. मेरे को कैसी सांस आएगी वो उस चीज पे डिपेंड करेगा that मैं कहाँ रहूंगी, right? But that is my decision to make, right? So God ensured that you get oxygen, you're breathing. Now, whether you want clean air or whether you want to stay in polluted air, which city of the country you wish to stay is in our hands, right? That's our decision to make. But वो important नहीं है. That is not so important as the crucial decisions that God has taken for us already are. But in those smaller decisions on an everyday basis that we make about our family, about our career, about our work, people don't make many decisions. पहली प्रॉब्लम तो ये है कि मेजोरिटी लोग ले ही नहीं रहे हैं। अब डिसीजन क्या होता है? डिसाइड करना, राइट? डिसाइडिंग समथिंग। बट मेजोरिटी पीपल आर नॉट डिसाइडिंग थिंग्स ऑन अ डे टू डे बेसिस। बस लाइफ चल रही है ऑन एन एवरीडे बेसिस, लाइक सुबह उठे, ब्रश किया, नहाए, काम पे गए, काम पे जो काम दिया गया वो किया, यू डिड द वर्क दैट वाज गिवन टू यू, you just came back home, you ate whatever was cooked or you cooked your own food and then you slept. How many of you feel that कोई crucial decision है ही नहीं डे टू डे लाइफ में? no big decisions are being made. कोई पेरेंट डिसीजंस या कोई उनके चाइल्ड डिसीजंस आर नॉट बीइंग मेड. स्टार्टिंग अ न्यू साइड हसल, बिल्डिंग अ बिजनेस, finding out newer ways to make money, starting your own social media channel. The focus is not there on taking क्या डिसीजन ले रहे हैं मेजोरिटी लोग कि अच्छा आज ऑफिस कौन से कपड़े पहन के जाने हैं या आज दुकान पे कौन से कपड़े पहन के जाने हैं, राइट? ओके, गिविंग इंस्ट्रक्शंस टू द फैमिली मेंबर्स दैट आई वांट टू ईट दिस, आई वांट टू ईट दैट. Those are the only handful decisions that majority people make during the day. Do you think the billionaires or the topmost industrialists, businessmen, sportsmen, politicians, do you think on an everyday basis they must be taking at least one or two very crucial decisions? हर दिन लेते होंगे. How many of you would agree with me? हर दिन लेते होंगे. And those decisions would be worth the magnitude of probably crores, lakhs और crores, है ना? क्योंकि उनके तो जो डेली के ट्रांजैक्शंस हैं या द डेली डिसीजंस दैट आर बीइंग मेड आर वर्थ मिलियंस एंड बिलियंस, उसमें खेल रहे हैं. बट दे अंडरस्टैंड द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ टेकिंग डिसीजंस एवरी डे. सो सच्ची सच्ची बताना मेरे को, हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू लिटरली फील दैट यू आर नॉट टेकिंग डिसीजंस एवरी डे? बिकॉज इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट. जितने ज्यादा हम लेंगे ना डिसीजंस, टू बी ऑनेस्ट, जितने ज्यादा हम लेंगे डिसीजंस, उतना ज्यादा ब्रेन की टेंडेंसी इंप्रूव होती है टुवर्ड्स थिंकिंग फास्ट. जल्दी सोचना, ऐसे तुरंत सोचना है, तुरंत डिसाइड करके कुछ करना. वो कब होगा? जब आप एक्सरसाइज करोगे, अपने दिमाग को दोगे वो प्रेशर ऑफ टेकिंग डिसीजंस एवरी डे. Now, I'm not saying whether those will all work for you or not. Maybe out of 198 will not work, only 2 will work. But you have to give that exercise, mental exercise to your brain ना पहले तो, कि अच्छा सुबह उठ के मैंने डिसाइड किया what are my priorities for today. But most people are not doing it. पड़ी ही नहीं है. पैसे कमाने हैं, बहुत पैसे कमाने हैं, बट डे टू डे बेसिस पे क्या करना है उसके लिए? नो डिसीजंस. द सेकेंड थिंग इज, इफ यू आर टेकिंग डिसीजंस, दोज आर नॉट क्वालिटी डिसीजंस. ठीक है? या तो ले नहीं रहे, और अगर ले रहे हैं तो वो क्वालिटी डिसीजंस नहीं है. क्वालिटी डिसीजंस क्या होते हैं? व्हाट आर सम ऑफ द क्वालिटी डिसीजंस दैट वी मेक? For example, what school do I want my child to get enrolled in? What kind of sports I want my child to play? What kind of exercise routine I want to follow in my life, right? आज सुबह उठ के मैंने डिसाइड किया कि अच्छा ठीक है, today I'm going to follow through these 3 core tasks, right? It can be that, okay, I'm going to create a new social media post, I'm going to write a new email, and I'm going to make 5 sales calls, for example. And this can be divided. But अच्छा, आज किस किसने कोई अपनी लाइफ का बहुत बड़ा डिसीजन लिया है? कम ऑन, टेल मी इन द चैट बॉक्स. You, some of you may have taken, but most of you wouldn't have. And every day you should be taking, every day you should be taking decisions. तो किस किसने आज कुछ बड़ा डिसीजन लिया है अपनी लाइफ का? टेल मी इन द चैट बॉक्स. What did you take? Don't say me. Yeah, Shrikant, about you I know. Others, what was the decision that you took today? And Shrikant, do you agree that you take decisions every day? हर दिन कुछ? I'm not saying about business only. Everyone. It's not just about business. It's about holistically about life. किसी दिन आप सुबह उठ के आपके दिमाग में कोई आइडिया आ सकता है. Sometime during the sleep you can get a new idea which you can implement the next day, right? Sometime you can just think in the morning impromptu that okay, today I want to do this new thing. Or maybe I wish to continue. कल जो मैंने किया, I am going to continue that effort today. It's again a decision. Someday you can make a decision that okay, the decision that I took yesterday is important to me today also. So I decide to stay committed to it today. That is also a mental decision, right? Which is a good quality. So everything that we are doing is a decision, right? Important is to take action on it immediately. Without that goes without saying, right? Decide कर लिया but कुछ किया नहीं उसके ऊपर, तो फिर तो वो useless ही है, right? Anyway, so it may not be immediate action. हर चीज में आप immediate action नहीं ले सकते, but yeah, in 99% of the cases you can. All right, because you're making a decision for that day. तो उस दिन के लिए बना रहे हो अगर, तो उसी दिन में at certain point of time. For example, let's say you decided that okay, I'm going to go for a run this today, and some work came up, right? Some work came up, एकदम से कोई unwanted या emergency call आ गई, you could not. But during the day, sometime you have to find 15, 20, 30 minutes to do that. क्योंकि आपने वो decide किया था. Simple. You have to live up to that decision also, right? So yeah, decision without action तो किसी काम का नहीं है. So how many of you took one important decision today, guys? Right? So I can see some of you guys. I changed the city. आज Rekha, today you changed the city. Restart the gym routine. आज से किया है निधि, या आज decide किया है that you're going to restart the gym routine? I started taking decisions rather than delaying. All right. I made a promise to restart my gym. All right. Started today. All right. So how many of you did not make any important decision today? किस किस को लगता है आज कुछ ऐसा अलग, कुछ स्पेशल नहीं था? It was like a regular day. Come on, tell me in the form of a me in the chat box now. How many of you feel you did not take any important decision today? मतलब it was like a regular day, जैसे रोज जाता है, right? Me? So guys, yeah, monotonous day, me. It's your decisions, guys. It's your decisions that determine your destiny. Literally, हर दिन जो हम decide करेंगे ना, every day counts. What do you think? We are not on this planet for 5,000 years. We are only on this planet for a handful of years next. And if we want to determine a certain kind of a destination we wish to reach to, then today counts, tomorrow counts, day after tomorrow counts, every day counts, right? I restarted my early morning badminton. Amazing. I decided to continue 5 a.m. club. Amazing. So important decisions लेने, quality decisions लेने, जो life altering decisions हैं. Now you can't be changing your city every day. Come on. है ना? You can't be starting a new business every day. So you can't be taking those decisions every day. That's a parent decision. But उस parent decision के अंदर जो child decisions हैं, that you can be taking every day. All right. The third reason, an average person fails around decision making is they are super cautious. इतना ज्यादा cautious और ये fail हो गए तो अच्छा, you guys tell me what is the biggest reason you guys feel taking a decision is difficult for you. Tell me in the chat box. For those of you who feel that, sometimes decision making looks very difficult to you, you're really afraid to make decisions. What are some of the common reasons? Indecisive. All right. Come on, come on. Tell me in the chat box, guys. For those of you who feel that it's difficult, क्या डर लगता है? Yeah, it can go wrong. क्या पता गड़बड़ हो जाए? Fear of failure, right? Amazing. How about others? Come on in the chat box, everyone. जिसको बड़े decisions, life के बड़े crucial decisions लेने से डर लगता है, what are your biggest reasons behind that? My decision would be a disaster. All right. Confusion, quality, not confident. All right. No backup, challenges से थोड़ा fearful लगता है, conflicts of opinion, what if things go wrong, doubt. All right, got it. Right? So common pattern है ना, doubt आ रहा है, super cautiousness है, fear है, डर है, there is this indecisiveness in the head because of all of these reasons, right? So I can see self-created mind havoc, absolutely don't want to leave comfort zone. If I'm wrong, others might suffer. See? Do not think while taking decision. All right. So what if it does not turn out to be well, right? For me or my family members, scared a bit, followed by procrastination. All right. All right. Yep. So there can be people who opt for business to earn million. Sorry, didn't understand what this had to do with my question. Heart mein dhak dhak. Yeah. Lot of reasons can be there, right? That people are very cautious because overthinking mode activated रहता है ना हमारा, human beings हैं हम, right? So human beings have their overthinking mode activated कि अरे ये हो गया तो ऐसे हो गया तो ऐसे हो गया तो ऐसे हो जाएगा, फिर घर वाले क्या बोलेंगे, family, relatives, blah blah, what will people say? So you need to understand and remember one thing, guys. Wrong decisions make us wiser. Simple. How many of you would agree with me कि अगर सब कुछ ही सही हो रहा है लाइफ में, then where will the wisdom come from? How will we know what not to repeat the next time? ऐसा होता भी नहीं है और, right? Every decision cannot be right. It has never been the case for successful people. सही डिसीजन सिर्फ उन लोगों के होते हैं जो डिसीजन ही नहीं लेते, जो लाइफ को उसी ट्रैक पे चलने देते हैं, बिकॉज दे डोंट वांट टू फेस द रिस्क ऑफ टेकिंग डिसीजंस, राइट? दे डोंट वांट टू बियर द ग्रंट ऑफ एंग्री फैमिली मेंबर्स कि अरे हमने मना किया था, ऐसा क्यों किया, राइट? सो ओनली दोज पीपल feel that okay, I took all the right decisions in life, but they end up being a failure in life. People who succeed, right? People who succeed are the ones who take decisions and who become wiser with every decision. अच्छा ठीक है, I said this to this person, this did not work out, so now I decide that I'm going to have a control over my tongue. Now I decide that okay, this person is not someone who I vibe with, so I'm going to probably maintain a distance. Okay, this is a person whose wavelength matches with me, so probably I decide to be a good friend to this person. So decisions are being taken because somewhere we failed in the past, but bad decisions are also something that made us wiser. इस तरीके से हम सोच सकते हैं अपने decisions के बारे में, right? Yeah, repeated wrong decisions make broken, but उसके बिना समझ में भी नहीं आएगा ना सानवी that हम जब decision ले रहे होते हैं we don't know whether this is going to turn right or wrong. Come on, tell me, हमें कैसे पता होगा? I am not God, right? Neither you are God. Failure is a better teacher. Failure is a teacher, right? मतलब और वो होगा ही, that's like it may be costly, but how can we know without we even try? एक तो हो गया आप try ही नहीं कर रहे then anything, right? Because you have a fear that okay, what if it does not work out? But then if we go into that what if wala zone ना, then it's a loop. You need to understand it's a loop. क्योंकि आप मेरे सामने 10 what ifs ला सकते हो negative, I can convert those 10 what ifs into positive. So it's all a perspective shift, right? You say, okay, what if I keep losing money in a new business that I start because I have no experience? I say, what if you end up succeeding in 2 years or 5 years of it? So you understanding? अगर हम what ifs वाले loop में चले गए फिर तो हम बढ़ ही नहीं सकते आगे. So we have to understand that crucial decisions come with risk. बड़े decisions, parent decisions come with risk. There's a certain amount of risk associated with parent decisions and we have to be ready to accept that. Simple. ठीक है? And another big problem with people is, as you know, some of you guys mentioned that people don't take action, right? People don't take action or they don't stick to the decisions. You need to understand something very important. No decision is right. You have to make it right. अब सोचो अगर मैंने जॉब छोड़ के बिजनेस करने का सोच लिया, अब मुझे क्या पता है ये सही है या नहीं? मेरे को हर दिन मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी ना उस बिजनेस को सक्सेसफुल करने के लिए या नहीं? I'll have to make that decision right to myself and to the family members and to the people around me, right? So I made a decision that, okay, I am going to launch a 5 a.m. EFT tapping club. Guys, I have been a person जो कभी सुबह नहीं उठती थी, ना स्कूल में, ना कॉलेज में, ना जॉब में, unless it was about going somewhere or it was an emergency या काम आ गया या उठना पड़ गया जबरदस्ती, right? In my exams also, be it in school, be it in college, I was always a night owl. 3-4 बजे 5 बजे तक सो रहे हैं सुबह, एंड देन यू नो बाद में उठ रहे हैं 9-10 बजे. सी आई हैव बीन अ वेरी रिस्पॉन्सिबल पर्सन. ऐसा नहीं है कि मेरा काम अधूरा रह जाएगा. आई एम गोइंग टू डू द वर्क, बट आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू डू इट इन द मॉर्निंग. आई एम गोइंग टू डू इट इन द नाइट. हाउएवर, मुझे एक दिन कीड़ा जागा अचानक से दैट आई वांट टू स्टार्ट वेकिंग अप अर्ली मॉर्निंग. पता नहीं क्यों. आई वाज लाइक मेरे को सुबह उठना है, मेरे को आदत डालनी है सुबह उठने की. I thought ठीक है करके देख लेते हैं. It's going to be good for the family also, right? In the future my son will go to school. उसके लिए anyway उठना पड़ेगा, तो तब आदत डालना और मुश्किल होगा. Because I see people and you know especially mothers, posting reels like my child is going to school but I have to wake up early morning. This is so unfair to me. So I used to feel मेरे को भी ऐसी feel आएगी future में जाके, right? So how about I form a better habit for myself? So that was a decision, right? Now, what was it a good decision or bad decision? I didn't know until September last year. I took the decision that I'm going to wake up early morning and I'm going to ensure a lot of people start waking up with me. मैं अकेले नहीं जागूंगी, मैं और लोगों को सफर कराऊंगी अपने साथ. So more people are going to wake up early morning with me. That suffering that it was for me early on in the few days and for a lot of people has now become a blessing in disguise. Agreed? So did it prove to be a good decision? Yes, because I decided that I'm going to continue to make that decision good. I hope now it makes sense, है ना? अगर मैंने एक हफ्ते बाद डिसाइड कर लिया होता, and it was I think not I think it was 1st of October when I started it, so winters were coming in December. So my mother was like, तू उठ भी जाएगी, literally you're committing, but will you be able to get up at 5 a.m? I said, मम्मी 5 बजे नहीं 4:30 उठना पड़ेगा मुझे कम से कम, if I have to look ready to take a session at 5 a.m. in the morning. So my mother was like, push it to 6 a.m. ना. Why do you want to torture people in winters? इतने अंधेरे में लोग सुबह सुबह उठ रहे हैं. I was like, it's okay. I'll get tortured. I'll torture people along with me. But I know my people want to get tortured. So that's fine. So it was a decision that was made and then staying true to that decision to figure out. अब सोचो नहीं work किया होता, then I would have scrapped it. But it's working, so I'm continuing it. All right, guys? And this is how you make decisions. Like, I went to London for almost 1.5 years, guys, okay? I was there for 1.5 years. Again, that was a big decision, right? Moving countries, that too with a small kid who was only 8 months old at that point of time. So my son was 8 months old. I went to London because we wanted to explore something new. अब वहां जाके लगा, no, this is not the place we want to be. Our India is better. अब within 1.5 years, we again decided to come back to India. So again, was that a big decision? Again, my son was, I think, 2 years something when we came back. So decisions. Now, did we know at that point of time while going to London कि ये सही है या गलत है? तब अच्छा लग रहा था, ले लिया. फिर वहां जाके नहीं सही लगा, गलत लगा, वापस आ गए. अब हमें पता था इंडिया आने के बाद सही है या गलत है. We didn't know. We took it and then we just liked it after it. We made it work for ourselves. So guys, this is the psychology of decisions. You don't know while you're making them whether they are right or wrong. You just make them. You don't have to get into the overthinking zone. अरे work करा या नहीं किया, we'll try ना. See, it's simple. अगर उसको simple रखोगे, it's simple. If you overcomplicate it, it's complicated. How many of you understand what I'm trying to say? How many of you think it's making sense? Like हमने, when we had to literally come back from, me, my husband and my son. Me and my husband sat down, हमने paper पे लिखा था ऐसे, You know, we drew a line and we were like pros, cons, right? Pros of staying in India versus in London, cons of staying in India versus staying in London. And lot of pros were there about India and very few cons were there. And we were like, decision made, खत्म, जा रहे हैं, वहां जाके देखी जाएगी. My family insisted that nahi, you are in such a great country, why do you want to come back, you have a great career and all of that. I was like, I don't care, we've decided we are coming back. अब यहाँ आके of course थोड़ा time struggle हुआ, but then things have like become very normal after that. So guys, decisions are to be made and then you have to try to make them right. And if they don't turn out right, scrap them, because we don't have the power to predict कि future में क्या सही है क्या गलत है, right? So does that make sense, guys? Can we all do that? Good decision to come back to India. Thank you so much, Shekhar. Right? Make sense? All right. So why most people fail at following through? अब आपको लग रहा होगा चलो ठीक है, हमने ले लिया, we took decisions, we are taking quality decisions also, but why most people are not able to stick through to it? You know, क्यों stick नहीं कर पाते to their decisions? The first biggest reason is that people don't have the awareness about the power of taking decisions in the longer run. See, some decisions will not give you immediate results ऐसे कि ओ आज लिया and कल पैसा डबल, या आज लिया and कल the relationship will prosper. No, that's not what happens. या आज meditate करना शुरू किया and कल हम बन गए सदगुरु. That's not how it happens, right? Decisions, crucial decisions, at least the important decisions, give us results in the longer run. मैं आज बिजनेस स्टार्ट कर रही हूँ तो मेरे को 5 साल का तो कम से कम विजन रखना पड़ेगा या नहीं? But majority people don't understand the simple fact that boss, important decisions are built over a period of time. They're not built in a day, right? तो वो awareness नहीं है. Like I meet so many people come up to me and say, सोनल 3 दिन में हमारी लाइफ चेंज कर दोगे? यार आप सालों से बर्बाद कर रहे हो अपनी लाइफ, मैं 3 दिन में सही कर दूं आपकी लाइफ. Like literally आपने गंद मचा दिया. Like you've literally not left anything good in your life when it comes to money, and you want 3 days mein I just somehow become like a Sonpari or an Altu and literally change your life. How can that happen? Come on. I can literally guide you towards the right direction, and that's an amazing decision that you made to invest a certain amount of money into me. But ultimately, you have to stick through, na, for the longer run to make that true. So majority people lack this awareness that important decisions take time. You have to give them time. You can't be super fast about कि यार नहीं ये नहीं work कर रहा, let me do something. Okay, that will also not work. We don't have to keep changing our order to the universe, right? We have to stick to an order, right? Yeah, Sapna, I am a 90s born, so Sonpari, Altu, Shakalaka Boom Boom, those are the things that I've grown up watching, right? Magic Pencil. All right, second, instant gratification. Majority people want instant. अभी जैसे मैंने बोला ना, instant results. Instant results. मतलब अभी हमने कल decide किया that okay, I'm going to now eat right. Okay, I decided that I'm going to eat right. आज घर में किसी का मन कर गया चाइनीज खाने का. अब मैंने तो नहीं किया ना ऑर्डर, somebody else, but I'll eat because उस समय लग रहा है चाइनीज ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है as compared to the decision that I took yesterday, right? Yeah, you know, basically we just keep finding reasons how I can just feel better instantly in the right next moment. That is what we call instant gratification. And instant gratification, ये जो notifications हैं, phone है, excessive dopamine release when we watch, you know, social media, scroll reels, you know, watch Netflix की series after series after series. So there was this, you know, mentee of mine who was very proudly telling me one day, अरे सोनल कल मैंने 3 घंटे Suits देखा. I was like, सही है, बढ़िया है यार. I was like, कहाँ से आया यार तेरे पास 3 घंटे का टाइम, मुझे भी दे दे प्लीज. He was like, टाइम ही टाइम है यार, क्या करना है. मतलब he's not a mentee, he's a friend as such, तभी इतना like casual conversation. It's like 3 घंटे, and then he's named it in the name of that, you know, वहां से मेरे को बहुत skills सीखने को मिल रही हैं from that series. I'm like, all right, what is he doing about those skills? चल ठीक है, तू सीख रहा है, सीख ले, you learn. But then where are you implementing those skills? They are nowhere to be seen, right? So that is the point. So you can watch the series if you really want to learn something from it. But then implement तो करो यार उसको. आपको instant gratification वाली feeling आ गई, आपको अच्छा feeling आ गई, वो संदीप महेश्वरी ने आपको motivate कर दिया that you can do something. But then what do you do about that motivation is what counts, not what you felt in that moment only, right? So the decision that you made, how could you literally make it true? Again, third thing is people are too afraid of the consequences, as a lot of you guys said कि यार डर लगता है कि result मिलेगा नहीं मिलेगा, you know, whether the things that I'm deciding will prosper or not, right? The fourth reason is, which is very important, a lot of people are unclear about their personal value system. अब वैल्यूज हर किसी इंसान की ना कुछ वैल्यूज होती हैं. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू वुड अग्री विद मी गाइस दैट देयर आर सर्टेन वैल्यूज दैट ईच वन ऑफ अस होल्ड? फॉर एग्जांपल, फॉर समवन द वैल्यू कैन बी लव, but majority people I see are confused about their value versus how they act in their day-to-day life. So for example, if your value is love, then you automatically become someone who has to spread love. अब आपका वैल्यू है, वैल्यू सिस्टम कहता है दैट आई एम अ पर्सन हु इज वेरी लविंग बाय नेचर, सो दैट हैज टू शो ना. बट आप जाते हो ना, आप ऐसे रेस्टोरेंट में जाके वेटर के ऊपर चिल्ला रहे हो, आप अपनी बीवी के ऊपर चिल्ला रहे हो, यू गेट फ्रस्ट्रेटेड टू ऑफन, देन बॉस यू नॉट लिविंग योर वैल्यू, यू जस्ट, आप अपने आप से झूठ बोल रहे हो दैट लव इज माई वैल्यू. यू एक्सेप्ट दैट एंगर इज माई वैल्यू, मेरे को जल्दी गुस्सा आ जाता है टू ऑन पीपल. So if your value system is freedom, let's say, for example, your value system is freedom, that you want to feel free in your life. And it's not just about money freedom, it can be time freedom, it can be work freedom, right? Then आप क्या कर रहे हो उसको create करने के लिए in your life? Most people are disaligned. They say that my value is something else, but they're not living that value. If your value is growth, what are you doing to grow every single day? आप सुबह उठते हो, आप सुबह आपकी होती है अनुष्का शर्मा और विराट कोहली से, रात आपकी होती है लेट्स से शकीरा से, एंड देन आप सो जाते हो. व्हाट आर यू डूइंग फ्रॉम डे टू नाइट टू बेसिकली लिव अप टू दैट वैल्यू ऑफ ग्रोथ, राइट? नथिंग. एंड देन यू से आई एम अ ग्रोथ ओरिएंटेड पर्सन. सो values determine the kind of decisions that you make. For example, if I have to tell you, one of my core values is empowering people. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है मेरे लिए. एवरी सिंगल डे आई हैव टू लिव दैट वैल्यू. जिस दिन मैं नहीं जीती ना ये वैल्यू, मुझे ऐसे हो जाता है व्हाट डिड आई डू टुडे. सो आई हैव टू लिव दिस वैल्यू एवरी सिंगल डे. दैट इज माई गोल कि मेरे को किसी ना किसी को हर दिन एम्पावर करना है, बी इट इन द फॉर्म ऑफ माई वर्कशॉप्स, बी इट इन द फॉर्म ऑफ माई सेशंस, बी इट इन द फॉर्म ऑफ माई वन ऑन वन, बी इट इन द फॉर्म ऑफ अ रील दैट आई पोस्ट. इट हैज टू जस्ट गो आउट एवरी डे. उसके बिना आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू स्लीप. So guys, you have to live your value, because when you start living your value, you start taking better decisions aligning with the kind of person that you are. And those decisions are ultimately going to enhance that value even more in your life. Okay? And a lot of people have unhealthy habits which are automated. Can you guys give me some example of unhealthy habits that you feel you have automated in your life? So Leena, how do I know my core value? Because you have to introspect and ask yourself as a person, what do you like doing? And the first thing that, I did when I came into this business, the first thing that my mentor made me do was create a, vision board. I created it back in 2020. It no longer exists. But then in that vision board, he asked me to write 3 core of values of mine. Okay. And, I distinctly remember the 3 core values that I wrote. One was empowerment. The second was happiness, that I have to stay happy at every cost. And that is going to be, and he said, he gave me a very good example that any value that you wrote should not be driven by others. You should not wait for others to make you feel empowered in your life. You have to give it out. You should not wait for others. So कोई भी जो value लिखनी है ना आपको अपनी, that I'm just giving you guys a pro tip to identifying your values. You should be able to drive it yourself. It should not be dependent on your husband, wife, बच्चे, in-laws, parents, friends, best friend, colleagues, blah blah, clients. No, it has to be determined by you. ठीक है? अच्छा ठीक है, व्हाट आर सम ऑफ द अनहेल्दी हैबिट्स दैट यू हैव ऑटोमेटेड, ऑटोमेट कर लिया आपने अपनी लाइफ में? ठीक है, लेजीनेस, प्रोक्रेस्टिनेशन, समवन विल डू इट एटीट्यूड, ऑलराइट, कोई तो कर ही देगा, या दुनिया थोड़ी रुक जाएगी अगर हमने नहीं भी किया तो? सो गाइस कम ऑन, टेल मी कुछ ऐसी हैबिट्स which you want to eradicate from your life but somehow they have become automated in your life. Don't care about health, all right, Shrikant. Others? Because we have to make certain important decisions, right, in order to eradicate these automated unhealthy habits. Procrastination, eating at wrong hours, consistency, delaying decisions, procrastination, right? So, guys, I'm going to give you 5 core tips, 5 core decisions that each one of us has to take today. ठीक है, हर किसी को, including me, including you, everybody has to take these 5 decisions, irrespective of your money, your health, your wealth, your career, your relationship, your spiritual side, किसी में भी, एडिक्शन टू सोशल मीडिया, ऑल राइट, कोई भी गलत हैबिट्स या कोई गलत आपने आदत डाल ली है, नाउ इट्स द टाइम टू इम्प्रूव दैट, इट्स द टाइम टू चेंज दैट बाय टेकिंग 5 core decisions. ठीक है, how many of you are ready and would love to know the 5 core decisions that can literally be life altering? ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, ठीक है, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट हम ये चीज सीखें एंड इम्प्लीमेंट करें, नॉट जस्ट लर्न. सी आई डोंट, या लास्ट टाइम ऑल्सो आई टोल्ड यू, आई डोंट वांट टू बी योर फील गुड बडी, कि हर मंडे आएंगे मस्त 1 घंटा सोनल को सुनेंगे, अच्छा फील करेंगे और फिर उसके बाद भूल जाएंगे, अगले मंडे फिर यही करेंगे. नो, दैट्स नॉट व्हाट वी हैव टू डू. वी हैव टू लिसन टू इम्प्लीमेंट, सिंपल. ठीक है. So, what is the first decision? Super important, super important, to be in control of the meaning you associate with every incident in your life. हमारे साथ बहुत इंसिडेंट्स होते हैं every single day, पास्ट में हुए हैं, right? Lot of things have happened. Maybe somebody said something to you. Maybe you had a breakup. Maybe you lost a job. Maybe you started a business and that's not working for you. But the meanings that you attach to those incidents have to be in your control. Maybe the incident in itself was not in your control, but the meaning you attach. For example, you went to someone's house and they gave some taunt कि आपका काम ऐसा है वैसा है, या उन्होंने कुछ बोल दिया आपको which you did not like, right? Somebody said something to you about your character, somebody said something to you about your dressing sense, right? कुछ भी हो सकता है. You did not like it. Now, one meaning that you attach to that incident is that I'm going to hate this person from now on. मतलब ये सबसे घटिया इंसान है and I'm not going to, go to their house again. And how did this person say this to me? You start hating indirectly that person. That is one meaning that you attach to that incident. The other meaning, to be honest, it will sound a little sant-like, but still I have to say it. Other meaning that you can attach to that is that probably they're having a bad day, probably they don't know what they are speaking, and I am not that person anyway, so they feel about me that I am this person, but I know I'm not this person, so I'll just let it be, let them say whatever they say, but I'll not take it inside my head and I'll not let it mess around with me. Simple. That is another way you can attach a meaning to what the other person did to you. समझ आया आपको? So your business is not working. One way, one meaning that you attach to it is that आई एम डूम्ड फॉर लाइफ, आई एम अनलकी, भगवान मेरे साथ ही ऐसा क्यों करते हैं, भगवान ने मुझे ही क्यों ये दिया, अच्छी लाइफ क्यों नहीं दे सकते थे. दैट्स वन मीनिंग. The other meaning is probably God is wanting me and pushing me in the direction to do something different in my life now. Maybe this is a signal that what I'm doing is not working. Let me figure out another way out for me. आप समझ रहे हो? For example, another example very quickly. Right? Another example very quickly can be that, like, see, I lost my father 11 years back and I was in college. One meaning that I could have associated with his death was that our life is now doomed. Like, we are going to probably rot around in Gurgaon. Nobody is going to come and care for us. We are going to stay in a 1 BHK, 2 BHK probably as life grows, because job में उतना ही हो पाएगा. We are going to repay the loans forever and that's the end. Maybe then one day I'll get married to a normal human being and then, my mother and my brother will struggle all their life. That was one meaning that I could have attached to my father's death, कि अब तो खत्म. अब तो कुछ नहीं हो सकता, because the only livelihood that we had in the form of his shop is also now closed. The other meaning that I literally attached to my father's death over the course of next few years was कि सिर्फ उनके साथ नहीं हुआ, बहुत सारे मिडिल क्लास लोग हैं यार जिनके साथ ये रियलिटी होती है. Few people are literally dying, few people are committing suicide, and a lot of people are dying in their head every day because of the debts, because of the loans, because of the middle class thing, because of not being able to take care of expenses. यार हर दिन मतलब मैंने ये डिसीजन जब से लिया ना, that people who come in touch with me are not going to feel, at least मैं अपनी बातों से इतना तो empower कर दूं सामने वाले को कि यार इतना difficult नहीं है पैसे कमाना जितना लग रहा है आपको. If I can just implant this thought in someone's mind and they can then take it forward from there and change the destiny of themselves and their family and their life, that's the biggest gift I can give to my father, who literally invested his life on us but never really did anything for himself. तो मैंने वो मीनिंग अटैच किया उसके साथ. तो मीनिंग जो आप अटैच करते हो ना किसी भी इंसिडेंट के साथ अपनी लाइफ में, दैट इज व्हाट क्रिएट्स द डिफरेंस इन योर लाइफ, राइट? Incidents can be good or bad, but it's all about the meaning that you attach with those incidents that literally shape the decisions that you make. All right. Second, to be in control of how you respond. Again, I think I explained it in my first example only, that most people react. उसने मुझे ऐसे बोल दिया, अब मेरे मुंह से निकलेंगी चीजें. That's not response, that is reaction. The way you respond to people, the way you respond to incidents really determines how good of a, you can say, how emotionally strong as a human being you are. And the more emotionally strong you are, the better decisions you make in your life. कि आपको उस moment में सोच समझ के कुछ करना है. You can't be just responding to a person blindly कि जो मन में आया वो कर दिया. या फिर अगर कुछ बिजनेस नहीं वर्क कर रहा है, you don't have to react in that situation. You have to think, you have to figure out stuff, and then you respond accordingly as to what are the next steps that I need to take. The third very important decision that we have to take is to be in control of our habits. See, मैं आपको ये नहीं बोल सकती कल से jogging पे जाना है, walk पे जाना है, gym जाना है. Those are not the kind of decisions that I'm going to ask you to take. That's your call. I'm going to give you broad, you can say the broader picture, right? That the day you start changing the meanings you associate with the incidents, the day you start being more in control of how you respond to certain incidents and people, the day you come in control of your habits, right? The day you start setting goals and focus on making everyday efforts towards achievement of those goals, that is a crucial decision, right? पहले तो goal बनाना. See, goal is important because it gives you direction. And most people feel too overwhelming when this word goal comes. है ना? Goal सुनते ही ऐसे हो जाता है, shit यार, अब fix करना पड़ेगा, फिर उसकी तरफ जाना पड़ेगा. But believe me, that is the only thing that is going to drive you. It's super important. In any area, relationship goals, finance goals, money goals, career goals, business goals, job goals, हर जगह होने चाहिए. So that you have something to look up to, so that you form decisions oriented with how you can make that goal work for yourself. All right. And again, very important, become a finisher. It's not about taking a decision. It's not about, okay, I'm going to go for a run 100 days straight from today. It's about literally completing the 100 days. It's not about, okay, I'm going to start a new business from today. You have to literally take it to a certain stage which you call as a finishing line. Of course, uski koi finishing line nahi hoti, because you constantly keep evolving and growing. But very important that you just don't take a decision, you take it to the next step forward, and then you live up to it every single day. All right. So I hope that was helpful. Guys, how many of you feel that literally triggered something new in your head today about decision making? You know? All right. Cool. Amazing. So it's raining here in Ahmedabad. Damayanti, is it raining around your house? Yeah. All right. Amazing. So thank you so much, guys, for being here this evening. Sorry about it. I'll have to rush because I have another session starting in just 10 minutes, but I hope you guys learned something, right? For those of you who want to revise certain things, of course, I'm going to share the recording. You can have a look through it. All right. So see you all tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. for those of you who join. Otherwise, let's meet next Monday, 7 p.m. I'm thinking of changing the time of this weekly tapping masterclass. So I might notify you guys if that happens, right? All right. Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to see you next week. Bye bye. Have a good day.